Hi everybody, welcome back and happy Monday. This is Vetra coming to you from Ithaca, New York, and today I'm going to talk to you about Warrior One pose. This is a pose that I love to teach and practice in class, and it's also a pose that is incredibly challenging. So go ahead and get started in downward facing dog, and I'll face sideways for now, but then I'll turn around in a second. So from downward facing dog, make sure you've got nice lifted hips and long hamstrings, long calves. And as with any yoga practice, you want to make sure that you're a little bit, stretched and warmed up before you go into deep pose alignment. So when you're ready, you're going to go ahead and step your left foot between your hands. You can choose your right foot if you want. I'm going to start with my left foot. Take your right heel down at about a 45-degree angle. Bend into your left knee, take your hands to your hips, and before you come up, try to draw your inner thighs towards each other. So I'm kind of squeezing my left inner thigh and my right inner thigh together, and you'll watch that draws my left hip back. And now from here, come on up into your lunge, right? So I'm going to turn this way to face you so that you can see what I'm talking about with the neutral hips. This is one reason why Warrior One can be so challenging. The goal is not to get as deep in the lunge as possible. One of the main goals is to draw both of these front hip points to face, to be equidistant, right, from the front of the room or the front of the mat. So what that usually means is drawing your front hip back and drawing your back hip forward, right? So when you do that, see if you can ground down really firmly into the big toe bonbons of both of your feet. And then a really nice thing that I like to do to try to square off, neutralize my hips, is I like to grab my back inner thigh with that same hand. So this is my right hand, grabbing my right inner thigh, and I like to spin it towards the back of the room. And what that'll do is cause the internal rotation of my back thigh, in effect pulling the hip forward, right? When you do that, what's going to want to happen is that back heel is going to want to come up off the ground. So you have to keep the heel grounded as you rotate the thigh internally towards the back of the room, back of the mat, right? And then from here, you might start to feel like you're going into a back bend, which is, Warrior One is a little bit of a back bend, but you want to try to take some of that out, right? So I'll turn sideways again, and you'll see as I'm getting into the pose, I'm spinning that back thigh back, I'm grounding through my heel, I'm maintaining the lunge in the front leg, and now I'm starting to do this, right? So I'm compressing my low back. So what I want you guys to think about doing is drawing the front parts of your ribs down and in towards your belly button, and at the same time, try to lift your back ribs up. And you see how that kind of straightens out my back, so that my tailbone, instead of pointing straight back, right, and kind of like dumping into my spine, or dumping out of my core, my tailbone is moving to point straight down, right? Another thing you can think about is taking the glute, like the butt of your front leg, and trying to pull it underneath you, scoop it underneath you towards the back of your front knee, right? And it almost gives you like a little bit of a tuck in your tailbone. So keep the lunge not so deep that you can't pull that back hip forward. Keep your back hip pulling forward by keeping your inner thighs squeezing together. Internally rotate that back inner thigh, keep the heel grounded, keep the back leg straight, and then finally pull the front ribs in and down and inflate the back ribs. And then anything you want to do with your hands, there's a lot of hand variations for Warrior One. When you're ready, you can take your arms up, you can take your palms together, you can take your hands behind your back, you can take your hands to your heart. Just make sure you can maintain that neutral hip alignment and core stability, right? So that's your basic blueprint for Warrior One. I really wanted to take the time and talk to you about it a little bit today just because, like I said, it is a pose that gets a lot of questions in class, and it is something that's easy to do to sort of like lose the alignment in the hips and the back. But as many of us know, so much movement in your body originates in your hips. So if you can train yourself to be really aware of how your hips are moving, what direction they're facing, and how stable they are, then that will help you to control the movement of the things that come out of your hips, which are your limbs, right? So thanks so much for watching. Let me know if you found this helpful. Let me know what your favorite warrior pose is. I actually really love Warrior One. It's really nice for my low back and my core. I just had new shirts made, so let me know what you think of my shirts, and I hope to see you soon. All right, have a great day. Namaste.